We're off to the town of Watchet on the West Somerset coast. Like many seaside towns, Watchet has seen years of decline, but there's hope that a new art gallery could turn things around. Your tour guides today are our political reporters James Craig and Ruth Bradley.
So when you said you were going to bring me to the seaside, I knew it wasn't going to be Spain, I knew it wasn't going to be Greece because, you know, pandemic, but you've brought me here to Watchet, West Somerset coast. Slightly rainy, I have to say, but we're getting away with it. Why are we here?
Well, it's a nice enough day, isn't it? I thought it was about time we got out and about and we're reunited in person, which is lovely. And I've brought you to see this, which is East Quay. It's going to be an art gallery opening in a few weeks' time, but it's been in the pipeline for absolutely years. I mean, I remember coming here 10 years ago when there was going to be a posh block of flats. That went by the wayside. And then a group of local women came in and this is what they've come up with.
This is a town, though, on the surface, you think come here for a lovely day out at the beach, get an ice cream, but there are challenges here as well, aren't there? So there's a sense of isolation. It's quite a long way from places. It's lost its biggest employer about 5-6 years ago. And on top of all of that, we are still coming out of a global pandemic. So it is a tough time for Watchet. So what is our mission for today?
Yeah, there's a feeling of kind of being out on a limb, isn't it? It's not just us on a harbour wall, but the whole town's kind of stuck out on a limb a bit into the Bristol Channel. And so is an art gallery what a town like this needs? Is that what's going to revive the fortunes of somewhere like Watchet? And I can imagine probably some people think, no, it's not.
Yeah, the passionate group behind it, but there'll be some other people who think that it's different things that this town needs. So we will try and get an answer to that question today.
Exactly. And in fact, today's market day, so why don't you head off there and see what those people are saying?
Will do. Ice creams are on me.
Rendezvous later.
Yeah.
Margate has a Turner art gallery. There's a Tate on the beach in St Ives. Even Weston-super-Mare had Dismalland, a pop-up theme park inspired by the graffiti artist Banksy. So, can Watchet be the next seaside resort to use art to give its economy a shot in the arm? It's a building site now, but this £7 million project on the town's East Quay will soon be home to an art gallery, workshops, a restaurant and 5 self-catering accommodation pods, if you're a fan of sea views and heights. It's almost entirely grant-funded and got around £400,000 from the government's COVID recovery fund. The local group behind it say it could create more than 60 jobs in total, many by bringing in more visitors. But some locals are sceptical that this is what the town needs.
As it stands at the moment, it looks like a Spanish apartment set with all the steps up to it. It's all pink. But it's really got to do something to draw it into the rest of this sort of characterful esplanade along here. So it's got a lot to prove. And at the moment, I don't know that you can see that.
I mean, anything to help little old Watchet would be beneficial in any way. So, yeah, I do feel like there is an improvement there.
I think it's great. I think it's going to give this place a little bit of a kick up the bum that it needs.
Anything is better than nothing. So I think it's going to bring perhaps jobs, people into the area, which is what, as a local business, we need.
Oh, yeas, oh, yeas, oh, yeas! Welcome to Watchet, port of 1,000 years!
Despite the warm welcome, this is a town still reckoning with its long history. The paper mill became the biggest employer, but after 250 years on this site, it closed in 2015 with the loss of around 200 jobs.
What's happened in Watchet is common to so many seaside towns. A sense for some of being left behind, a real over-reliance on tourism. And that's made things really difficult for Watchet's young people.
I met up with Carly Hughes, who grew up here and moved back during the pandemic. She's part of a community group trying to boost Watchet's economy.
It always felt like you were expected to stay here and take what you were given. So the opportunities that were here, that was all that was going to happen. And actually you had to sacrifice living in a beautiful area if you wanted to graduate, if you wanted a different career. And it felt incredibly isolated. Travel's got worse since I grew up. The buses have been cut even further. The prices of travel have gone up. House prices have gone up. Rent, actually, I think the nearest shared housing is Taunton. So even to try and start being independent, you have to move out of the area.
There's a lot going on in Watchet at the moment. You've got East Quay, as you say, improvements to the marina. How confident do you feel about Watchet's future right now?
Very confident, because we can make a difference and we can take a slightly different view on actually how we rebuild our economy. That's what we're learning from the pandemic, and we are learning. That is the big difference.
So there is hope here, and whether or not art will be the answer to reviving this town's fortunes, Watchet is clearly a place looking to combine the best of its past with a bold new future.
The Great British Summer has brought us indoors, and I'm joined by three people who are indirectly or directly involved with the project. Georgie, it's your baby. Why an art gallery for Watchet?
Art is really important because it brings people together, and it's about imagination and collective ideas. Culture is so important in the regeneration of a place. So it brings in visitors. That's really important for the local economy. But more importantly than that, it brings in local community to gather, to discuss ideas, to be together. And that in itself is a really important way of building your community and holding everyone together.
Deanna, you've got a piece opening the exhibition, but you also grew up around here. What was it like as an area to grow up in?
For me, I quite enjoyed my childhood here, but developments like the East Quay are what's going to ensure that future generations enjoy their childhood here. You know, it's about bringing people together.
And maybe not just their childhood, but actually stay here, living into adulthood, because I imagine a lot of people you went to school with have moved away, for example.
Yeah, so a lot of people tend to go off to university somewhere. Some people come back, some people don't. I think that's the beauty of a small town, is that if you really want to be here, you'll come back. And Watchet is one of those places that people very much love it here. The ones that do love being in Watchet would do anything to build this community.
Mike, post-pandemic, is this the kind of project you want to see more of? Should other towns be following suit?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's really important that, particularly with coastal communities, we get that investment going again. I think coastal communities in particular, and there have been lots of reports on this over the last decade or so, have suffered over the last sort of 10 or 20 years. We've got plans for Minehead, for example. One of our commitments was to produce a swimming pool for West Somerset. And so we've got all these new plans coming forward that I think will benefit the whole coastal ribbon that, as I said before, has not really had that investment for a long time.
Georgie, do you feel like the council's been helpful enough to you, or that you've been having to do their job?
No, we can't do it without the council. So I'm a real believer in civil society, where actually what we need is the councils to work with business, to work with communities. And that's the future, and that's the only way we can possibly hope to succeed for a prosperous future. We have to work together, we have to collaborate.
What are you looking forward to about having East Quay open?
It's something that draws people in. That's good for tourism, which is good for business, which is then good for people getting that confidence that says, do you know what, I'm going to go and do a workshop, and then I'm going to do a market, and then I'm going to start a business. And it's so much bigger than just a gallery or a project. It's a real opportunity for local people, and I'm really excited.
Mike, what are you looking forward to seeing at East Quay?
With my councillor hat on, I'm just really pleased to have been part of the team that's helped to coordinate all of that work and to make sure that the East Quay building and visitor attraction there is set within an area that has been brought back to life with all of the extra work in terms of infrastructure and making sure that the marina works.
And Georgie, just your overall thought, which must, I imagine, be full of excitement.
Whilst I am really looking forward to all the long-term, amazing positive change it will bring, what I'm really looking forward to is a glass of wine in the courtyard with everyone around me, with some music playing, knowing that I can go and see an exhibition if I want, knowing that there's artists working all around me, watching the sun go down over the harbour. I am really looking forward to that.
Well, she's obviously looking forward to it, but will this big project end up being a bit of a white elephant, or Watchet's brave version of building back better?
People won't have to wait long to come and see for themselves. It's due to open next month.
I shall most definitely visit. You can almost smell the sea air, can't you?